All right, so they had free beer in Ireland, and I'm talking about at a football game, not in Ireland, but at the Northwestern Nebraska game. And I guess people went up to pay for the free beer, or the beer, and then they said, well, the system is shut down, or, it's not working. And I think people thought maybe it was their credit cards, and that wasn't the case. So then somebody came up with the idea of, we can't take any money. We're going to give you free beer.
Yeah, I talked to these guys from the Irish NFL show. They're our source over there. They said they were there on the ground. Really early in the game, all the things went down, and people were trying to pay for their beer.
Yeah.
And the place that runs the money couldn't accept any more payments. It was working on the spot, but it wasn't working. So what they asked people to do, here's what happened to the people in line. We're going to give you free beer. If you don't mind, come back later in the game and pay for it. They asked you. They didn't, demand to hold your credit card, but they said, hey, you're going to order 4 Guinness right now. Our system will be up in an hour or so. Please come back and pay for it. Here's the question.
LOL.
Yeah. Here's a question. If you went up and they weren't accepting your credit card at the time, and they asked you, when you come back later, please pay for your first 4 beers, would you do it or not?
Yes. Because if they ask it like that, hey, we can't take your money. We want you to enjoy the game, but could you come back and pay for your beers? If they presented it that way, because there's nothing they could do. It's the honor system. Todd, you don't drink.
Well, I have a history of this with taking things that maybe that they didn't ring up properly or forgot to charge me for. I would rationalize it as thinking all the times that they totally overcharged and ripped me off in the past at sporting events. So this is a freebie for me. I'm not going back and giving them the money.
Okay. All right. Seton, honor system. Are you going back to pay?
Yeah.
All right. Marv?
Yes.
All right. Paulie?
For sure, when I go back for the next round.
Okay.
If I go back for the next round, sure.
So you're just going to pay for the next round?
No, when I go back for my next round, I had 4 earlier.
Oh, okay.
Double me down.
That'll be 138 pounds.
Yes.
Quid.
How many quid?
Do you then go, I had 2 beers, even though when you had 4?
I wouldn't have to tell the truth either.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. How about you? You'd pay for it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if they said it like that, and of course I'm in my home country, I can't do that to my people, right? Navy Notre Dame next year. Let's go!
We start making plans now.
Okay. We could do 2 shows there. We would do Thursday, Friday in Dublin, Saturday stay for the game, and then come home. But you know who wants to go is Will Ferrell. So we would take a tour. Maybe we could do the show from the Guinness Brewery.
Tasty.
We could do that.
By the way, if you get a chance to take the tour of the Guinness Brewery, do. It's great. Really, a lot of fun.
It's like walking into an amusement park for beer drinkers.
Yeah, it is.
You're like, this is amazing.
Yeah. When you ride the rides, that's basically just pour another pint. Yes, Paul.
And they just keep giving you more beer. They test your pouring skills. They give you one at the end. So the game is Navy versus Notre Dame. I have August 26, 2023 at Aviva Stadium. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we see if Bono and Edge are there. They could come over. Who else would be in Dublin that we could get? What other Irish people?
Paul Rudd seems like a guy who would go out with us.
Yeah, but I don't
think he's even Irish.
I don't know if he's Irish.
But if he's a guy who seems like he has a good time.
What a random guy for you to pick.
He'd be first ballot people I could draft to go on the
How
trip
about
with us.
Sean McFarlane?
Okay.
Or Seth MacFarlane? How about him? Okay, if we're going to bring one celebrity, they have to be Irish. Paulie's bringing Paul Rudd.
It sounds Irish.
And he seems like he'd be a really fun guy.
Yes.
I am bringing Ryan Reynolds, who seems like he's Irish.
Okay.
I'm bringing Ryan Reynolds. Will Ferrell's already in. Seton, who are you bringing to Ireland next year, Notre Dame Navy?
Colin Farrell.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like he's a fella. He might be a little past his wilder days, but I feel like that's a fella who knows the side streets you need to be hitting in a place like Dublin.
Okay. Todd?
I didn't know he was Irish, but I just took a peek. Keanu Reeves, who everyone says is just the nicest guy in the world, and we kind of experienced that ourselves. I would love Keanu to hang with us.
He was in London. I got to get this story right. And a couple was getting married, and they were staying at the same hotel, and they saw Keanu Reeves at the bar, and they said, hey, we're getting married later on. We'd love for you to come by at the reception. Keanu Reeves came by for the reception.
Love that dude.
How about that? He is one of the nicest, famous people I've met. One of the nicest people I've ever met who's famous. Marv, who are you bringing?
I'm bringing Liam Neeson.
Ooh.
You want to start something?
Okay. Todd?
Ooh, I like that idea.
No, Todd, Liam Neeson.
I will hunt you down. I will find you, and I
Never
will
mind. Never mind. You did that in your own voice.
Liam Neeson is also a Subaru owner, and he pays his taxes on time.
Father of two.
Yeah.
I have very special skills. I will hunt you down. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Thank you, Todd.
Good grief.
Is Liam Neeson Irish
Welsh?
or Scottish? I think if you're in the blender, then you know what, we're gonna keep you.
How many countries are in this country?
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's also the English. That doesn't always go well. Yes, Marv.
Liam Neeson is from Northern Ireland.
Oh, so he might give you a turdy turd?
Turdy turd and a turd.
Okay. Yeah, Paul.
Irish, how about Ice Cube? O'Shea Jackson. O'Shea
Okay.
Jackson.
All right.
Ice Cube's fun. We hung with him.
Bloop. All right.
Yeah, blue.
All right. Who else can we bring in?
How about a woman or two?
I know. I was gonna say Adele,
Oh.
but I
Be
don't.
fun.
But I don't know if Adele is. And all of her songs are sad. Like, come on. How about a happy song, Adele? Yeah, I don't know who else we could bring up. Bjork. How about Bjork?
Is she from Iceland?
Yeah.
I told you that I saw Bjork in Dublin.
Oh, maybe that's why I had a callback.
We went and had dinner at this place, and she was having dinner like 2 tables next to us, and we're like, "Holy crap, that's Bjork!" Yeah.
Did she have a wild outfit on? Like, doesn't she always have like a swan coming out of her back or
She
something?
did once, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Paul.
We need one woman in the group. Jennifer Garner.
Oh,
Who's in?
Bloop bloop.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. Yes.
Good time.
Yes.
All right.
I
That's
think
a good trip.
we got this trip. Now we just have to make it happen.
Jennifer Garner.
She's a blast, I'm sure. She's never going to hang out with
Can
me.
you
but-
imagine her PR person or agent says, got a request. Don Patrick, he used to work at ESPN. And then 4 guys, the Danettes, something like that. They want you to go to Dublin with them for a couple of days. That doesn't sound far-fetched, right?
We need a backup actress.
Who do we get? Backup actress. Dublin.
Sandra Bullock.
Oh.
Yes.
Love Sandy. Love Sandy.
That's a good call.
You know who I was also thinking? George Clooney might be a little bit of fun to go. You know, since he got married, he just doesn't seem as fun.
He could use a week off.
Yeah, he could. He's got twins. It'd be like, oh, I got to go, hon. A fellow St. Susanna parishioner, Dan Patrick, wants me to go to Dublin with him.
I feel like you're going to get competitive with George.
I might.
I feel like you guys are going to get competitive, and there's going to be lots of beers and whiskey, and it's going to get awkward.
But you know, one of the most competitive times, and I live to tell about it, is when I told Jake Plummer that they were going to carry him out of a bar in Scottsdale. And Paulie was with me. And because he was like, hey, you want a drink? And I said, I'll go in and drink. But Jake, they're going to carry you out of here. And he laughed.
You said this isn't kombucha, Jake. We're going to drink.
And a couple hours later, they literally carried Jake Plummer out of that bar. Yes, Paulie.
And you may not remember this part, but as Jake Plummer is being carried out by 2 of his friends, you're yelling, I sacked your blank. I sacked your blank, Plummer.
I also went to, I think, Matt Burke. Was Matt Burke the center of the Cardinals at the time? Because I went to Matt Burke, who's a center and weighs 300 pounds. I said, why don't you stick me right here in the chest? Why don't you hit me right here in the chest? And he goes, are you serious? And I said, yes. And Paulie goes, don't hit him in the chest. Don't hit. And I go, no, go ahead. Stick me right there in the chest. So they're taking, as if, you know, they're taking somebody wounded in the Civil War. They're taking Jake Plummer out of the bar. And I kept yelling at him. It was bad. It was bad. That's a whole different person. We don't even know who that guy is anymore.
But we're going back to Scottsdale in a few months.
Ooh. Do I have Jake Plummer come back, scene of the crime?
Reenacted.
There'd be a chalk outline of him in that. That bar doesn't exist, does it? Is that Downside Risk that we went to?
That's the place I was a doorman at.
Oh, that's right.
I think this place was
doorman.
called Sugar Babies or Sugar or something. It was a little bar there.
Let's take a break.
Sounds like amongst other things.
Well,
Whoa!
there was a place called Sugar Daddy's across the street.
Whoa!
Not kidding.
Yeah. Cinnamon to the main stage.